Grand evening. Hi, my name is Leonard Munson, the psychic astrologer. My website is readingsbyleonardmunson.net. The weekly overview: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, from June the 19th to the 26th, 2025. Let's talk about what lessons have you learned while the sun was moving through the sign of Gemini to communicate how you feel to anyone, any situation, whatever. Cancer, your solar sun is in the 12th house. The 12th house is Pisces, the house of letting go, closure, ending. Its ruling planet is Neptune. Neptune is in Aries. There's been some issues about communication because of illusion, fantasy, head in the clouds, rose-colored glasses, fear, deception, lies. You had to take action to address this situation. Also, the 12th house deals with your psychic ability. The sun is in Gemini, deals with all forms of communication, transportation, technology, mechanical things, siblings, short distance traveling, etc. You cannot be emotional about communicating. You have to use your intelligence and stay focused and take action. Now, this may have something to do with your family, something to do with home, roots, foundation, security, or women. It also has something to do with that you've been ignoring this form to communicate, to get things straightened out. You had your head in the clouds, head in the ground, or had blindness on, not wanting to do this. And it's frustrating you, and this created a lot of problems. You had to take your energy and look at the details. Be observant to make a decision, get out of your head and make the decision, which you did. Opportunities came up for you to make these decisions, to communicate what you want and what you did not want. This could have something to do with disrespect, and you wanted respect, or treating you as an adult, which you are, and treating you like a child. That old foundation has been wiped out, and a new foundation is being established and built on. You have to think outside the box, to look at the big picture, the whole picture, and take action. You had to use diplomacy to speak your truth. You could not worry about what other people say or thought. And stop being a people pleaser, because this frustrates you and it's caused a lot of problems internally with your health. A lot of illusion and fantasy and fear about taking the initial action to communicate what you was feeling, and trusting your intuition. Then Pluto is in Aquarius retrograding. When a planet is retrograding Cancer and moving backwards, reviewing what it was going to correct the situation. And this is what you're doing. And these are the lessons that you need to learn in this lifetime with the North Node in Pisces. Trusting your intuition. Liveth in Scorpio, an ending of it. Not using emotions, because when emotions are applied, you get confused and focused, you make bad decisions. Using your intellect. And stop being the victim. Stop being the wounded warrior and be scarcity. Get into the mindset of being abundance and being a survivor. The next sign is Scorpio. Scorpio, your solar sun is in the 8th house, which is you. The 8th house represents abundance, prosperity, infinity, strength, and success. It also represents intimacy, shared resources, death and resurrection, rising from the ashes, transformation and change. And Scorpio ruling planet is Mars, the bigger the force, the drive, the passion, the energy, the sensuality, the aggression, war. So you had to make a decision to address something that you've been running away from. You should address this at the beginning. You didn't trust your intuition. And the next planet is Pluto in Aquarius, so transformation and change. Things are going to happen very quickly. So when a planet is retrograde, it's moving backwards. Reviewing when it was going to wreck, what decisions you made that was wrong and correcting them. And these are the decisions you're making, Scorpio, correcting by not being aggressive enough to straighten this situation out. Now, the sun is in Gemini, so it deals with all form of communication, transportation, technology, sibling, mechanical things, short distance travel, speaking, writing, publishing, research and investigation, secondary education, and advertisement. You're not letting your emotions cloud your decision and your communication. You're speaking directly from the heart and taking action. You do not trust your intuition that will let you out of this situation from the get-go. You should have addressed it a long time ago. You had your head in the clouds, head down on the ground, blinders on, and did not want to confront this situation. And every time it came up, it got worse. Opportunities for you to address this and communicate it, you ignored. But it came to the point that you had to speak your truth. You didn't have to worry about nobody, what they thought or what they say. You wanted to get it out because it was causing chaos and upheaval, and it brought you freedom and independence. There was fears, doubt, illusion, and lies, but you took the action. These are the lessons that you had to learn, Scorpio, in this lifetime about fear, doubt, and not trusting your intuition. Liveth in Scorpio, you did it, and you death and resurrection from this situation. Stop being the victim, stop being the wounded warrior, get out of the scarcity mindset, get into survival, abundance, Scorpio. The next and final sign is Pisces. Pisces, your solar sun is in the 4th house. The 4th house is Cancer. It's the house of releasing, things coming to the head. What was held from you being exposed. It deals with roots, family, home, security, women. So this has something to do with women. And its ruling planet is the moon. Okay? The sun is in Gemini. It's all forms of communication, transportation, technology, siblings, short distance travel, mechanical things. It deals with writing, public speaking, publishing, investigation, research. It deals with advertisement and secondary education. Not letting your emotions control you and getting out of focus, but using your intelligence to address the communication which you need to say. Communicating in the form that you should address this long time ago. It has something to do with a woman, or a group of women, or has something to do with emotional issues that should have been addressed, and your intuition told you. You had your blinders on. You did not want to see what was going on until it came to a point that you had to address this issue. Opportunities for you to address this issue. It has something to do with disrespect, respect, and being addressed in a negative manner. It wiped out all your foundation about how you felt and put yourself on a new foundation where you had to think outside the box, and open-minded, and see the big picture. You had to speak your truth, no matter who liked it or didn't like it, and you would stop trying to be a people pleaser. There was fear and doubts, but you had to take action. Pluto in Aquarius retrograding. When a planet is retrograding, it's moving backwards, reviewing when it's going direct and correcting. So you wanted to correct it. The North Node in Pisces, these are the lessons that you need to learn, Pisces, in this lifetime about fear, delusions, about expressing who you want and are. Live within Scorpio, ending of this situation. Stop being the victim and the wounded warrior.